Oh, welcome back, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful day on this longer Labor Day weekend. So what we got here is a little repair and modification. Not going to do much to 193, but I have done this on one other, and it seemed to wake it up a little bit. Of course, the intake block sets in here, and I already did this. They had a big old shield across here. Let me get a little better. Plastic across here, the top. So I ground this down, removed it so it has a straight shot. Now, if you look at it, it does have a split. The reason I didn't take any of that out, because it does have the air filter housing does stay to this. So that's kind of what I did. It is split all the way down the carb. So if you look down in there, it is actually, it does have a divider all the way through the center. So anyways, you get a little bit more airflow through there. But what I've seen on the last one I did for somebody as well, and this one, is that you can see in there. Let's see if I can get that light in there just right. So you can see how much carbon is actually built up in there. And I'm going to scrape it, and you can kind of see way back in there. I'm going to shove some paper because it is fairly clean once you get back towards the cylinder or the piston. And so I'll shove a little piece of paper towel in there to keep it out, and then I'll scrape that that carbon off of there. So, and kind of see, so that carbon, you know, is could be a killer in a lot of ways, right? So that's what we'll do. In here, if you're looking at these stock mufflers too, what seemed to wake it up a little bit, you know, and it's a 193. You're not going to do a whole lot, right? But you can kind of see in there, you can see that baffle. Well, I was able to get in there on the last one and go through and Dremel this out, and so I can take that out or open up some openings pretty good, because it goes all the way back in that base. You can't really take it all out, but you can open up the sides. Then what you do is you open up this port real good, and then you can take and you can open this up a little bit more in the exit. And so the screen's already gone, but you can take and kind of see in there, and you can kind of open that up a little bit more. And it actually is a good little improvement for these things, for on the sheet. So if you're looking at that, you know, all that choke up creates a lot of that carbon. Of course, you know, yes, maybe the fuel and the oil and whatever, but it is also because it creates heat in there, and it's a blockage, right? And if these things happen to run rich, then this is what's going to go on. So anyways, I'll bring you back after I mod it and show you the openings here. Thank you. Okay, let's look at after cleaning it up a little bit. Let's look at the port here, and it was basically, let me hold it back and see if I can do this. And you can kind of see all it was a screwdriver. As I packed down towards the cylinder or piston there, I packed some paper towel in there so to keep it from anything going in there. But as you can kind of see, that there was a big shelf of carbon buildup on this little guy. And so, yeah, just basically scrape it out. Screwdriver, flathead screwdrivers, what worked with me. And then we can look at the exit hole coming off. So obviously, you know, this is going to be up here, and it's going to be out here. So that's the exit hole. So the exit hole, this coming up. So as we've seen just previously before, it was a little dinky thing, less than my my pinky finger. So open it up, took a little bit more out of the side over there, because that's where the exhaust is going to filter and feed through. So took that out. As we were doing it, I did grind a little bit. I didn't go hog wild because if you look at it, I still want the deflector to shoot it out instead of straight out. I wanted to shoot it a little bit, direct it a little bit. So put it in there. This is now what you're looking at as far as an opening. Actually tremendously better. Even if we put a screen in here, if the gentleman wants, it would be way better than what it was, and suggesting maybe a little bit larger screen. So let's look at the other side. So as I was talking about, in there was those, this was all around. This is one side that I left, partially because it's just, you know, directing the exhaust basically, and so that's not going to make a difference. I can't go any further because that bottoms out to be on this side of your indentation on the outside, so you don't want to go through there. And as you can kind of see, I warbled out the sides, taken out that side. Be careful of your bolt hole ramps, that you don't just kind of like grind through them and then open that up. So that is the exhaust modification on this little 193 that we have there. And so that's kind of what we're looking at as far as opening it up and taking out any restrictions. So that's the stock muffler modification. Obviously we don't need to go too big and heavy on this because it's not ported. You're not increasing the compression because this thing's a little clamshell design. And then if you're all wondering what I use to grind, it's basically, let's see, it's basically that kind of style bit. Now this is a long shank. I even cut this shank down. I would not recommend 1/8 inch long shanks for Dremels. It's just, you got to get the speed absolutely right, and they're way too easy to bend, way chattery. So this is just a double cut, you know, and it's one of my crappier bits that I use around just for the metal purposes on this. So that's really all I use. Like I said, it's nice for a little bit of reach, but be careful. You will have a lot of vibration and chatter with a longer bit. 1/8 inch shank longer bit. You know, it's probably better if you can do long bits on a 1/4 inch shank than an 1/8. So just thought I'd throw it out there. Now I hope you enjoyed that. We'll get this thing back together, and after I take the carb off, clean it, rebuild it, also grind down some of the stops on the limiter stops, and we'll get this thing back and running. And the next short video should have it up and running, and you should see how it sounds and does. All right, thank you for watching. Later.